Sounds better. So let's see. Okay. It's getting rid of a lot of noise, but then it's getting rid of my voice too. So leave that there. Move. I wonder if I should get my better headphones. But anyway, this is not what I wanted to show today. What I'm trying to do, I'll leave this alone for a minute. The sound doesn't sound that bad. To forgive my well, let me switch. Forgive my headsets, and I have two cords hanging out of it. One is for the power, I'm powering them up, or recharging the headset, because I've been using them, the Bluetooth, and hadn't charged them. And the other cord is just a regular audio cord. And since I'm experimenting, I wanted to be able to hear good. And as you saw at the beginning, I was trying to play with some sound. So, let's do this. Thanks for stopping by. And after this brief intro, we'll I didn't even let the whole intro play. We'll get started. I wasn't paying attention, and it didn't let the last few seconds play. But, oh, and I keep looking down because I'm looking at the computer so I can see what I'm doing. So, I want to show you guys my new setup. And there we go. I did this setup because let's look at this camera view. That monitor, those two monitors are far enough away, so when I switch to this camera, the one in front of me that I'm pointing to, it won't get those two monitors in the camera. And then I have a virtual set that I set up, and it will catch this part and make it look like I'm really at a desk. I don't know if you can see the green screen because I don't have it hooked up, but oh, wait a minute, that's the wrong camera. Yeah, here's the green screen. So I may get around to pulling that out depending on how long this goes. But the main thing I wanted to show you is this control panel. This is the Behringer xTouch Mini. I just spent part of the afternoon reprogramming it. Well, not reprogramming it, but but editing the JSON file so that it would do, it actually controls the ATEM Mini now, instead of actually having to reach over there. So I can keep the ATEM Mini off. You can't see it, but the monitor is right there, so I can see what I'm doing. And this allows me to control it from right in front of me. So I have several different ways with the, I can control it directly, or I control it directly from the ATEM Mini itself. It's my phone and headset. I can control it directly from the ATEM Mini itself, or I can control it from the Behringer xTouch Mini. This gives me a lot more flexibility. I can actually move this case in front of me, so that way I can see the video. But actually, what I think I'm going to do is get a splitter. In fact, not think. I know I'm going to get a splitter so I can hook up another monitor, so it will be over there where I can see it, and it's out of the way of the camera. It might actually end up over here. I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll figure that out later. But that way, I don't have to turn my head. I don't have to turn my head to see what's going on. And no, I want that. That's the view I want. This, the Behringer allows me to have, I don't know if you can see it, you can have program and preview. It allows me to take care of, let's see, it will allow me to take advantage of it will allow me check this on. No, I don't want to leave that one on, but I want to take this off, so I don't want it to switch. I want the sound to stay on. Okay, it will allow me on my monitor. It will allow me to take advantage of all of the controls on that the xTouch Mini have, the program feeds, and seems to have frozen. Let's see. That's not. So let's close this. Oh, that's what that sound was. Oh, crap. Well, this is part of the experiment. It doesn't want to. I need to figure out how to stop the generally, to get this to work right, I have to turn on the ATEM and then the software that controls the Behringer xTouch Mini on first, to allow me to have control of the not the xTouch, yeah, that Behringer xTouch Mini. They're both xTouch Mini and the Blackmagic ATEM Mini. The Behringer controls the Behringer controls, and I don't know if you can see that, but it controls the program and preview feed. I still have the labels from before on here. but I'm going to have to stop this, and because I need to shut down the I need to shut down I need to shut down I need to shut down. I heard the computer make the sound like something got connected or disconnected, and it was actually the Behringer getting disconnected or reconnecting, one of the two. And so I have to shut down, because if you don't bring everything up in the right order, the vMix software wants to take control of the MIDI controller instead of letting it control the ATEM Mini. But when I start everything up, before I start up vMix, the ATEM, the software knows, the software will look for, it actually will look for the ATEM, and since the that's the wrong one, and since the well, here you'll see it come up with the errors, and since the vMix is already controlling the MIDI controller, is coming up with a bunch of errors, so it doesn't have control right now. Is controlling something else. So I have to restart, and or the software knows that the xTouch Mini is being controlled by another software. So I need to actually figure out how to make the xTouch Mini stop, or the vMix to stop looking for the MIDI controller and using the xTouch Mini, because I can't have a cabling problem that stops a whole production. I'm going to have the same problem with my bigger ATEM as well. It never got disconnected yesterday when I was playing around with this stuff, and I didn't have this problem. And it also might work with the older ATEMs a little bit different than it does with the ATEM Mini Pro. So we'll get back to this, and I'll see you in a little while. Okay, I'm back, and that didn't actually take as long as I thought it was going to take. I had to change the setting in the vMix software. In fact, I'll show you. I had to go into settings, and under the shortcuts I had to go into MIDI settings, and I had to uncheck the xTouch Mini. I had to deactivate it so that it wouldn't go out and look for the xTouch Mini. So if it ever does come disconnected, and I have to reconnect it. I still have to shut down the controller software for the, which you see I'm using right now, which is for the xTouch Mini, which is controlling the ATEM Mini Pro. So you have to forgive me if I get mixed up, because they both like mini, the word mini. So because they're both the smaller versions of other devices each company makes. So Behringer makes the xTouch Mini, and they making also an xTouch, and the Blackmagic makes the ATEM Mini, and they also make an ATEM television studio and other devices. So you were going to have to you're going to have to forgive me when I talk about this. And so let's go back, and I'll show you this picture again. This is the Behringer. This one is a better one. This is the Behringer xTouch Mini. This is the Blackmagic ATEM Mini in my case that I built, that has the monitor and everything in it. It's also SDI, and it has a bunch of other features that I have another video about that you can go and watch if you're interested. The Behringer xTouch Mini allows me to do several things. It allows me to take advantage of features of the Blackmagic ATEM Mini that you would normally have to go in to the Blackmagic control panel to take advantage of. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. The Blackmagic control panel is here. This gives you other features and lets you have other things that you can do with the Blackmagic control panel that you can't actually do with the just the controls that are on the panel. So the Behringer gives me a little more flexibility in the things that I can do that the just plain old control panel doesn't. For example, I can turn, well, I actually have to turn it off on here too. I can turn the, I can turn on, see DSK1 right here. I can turn that on and off. Now let me flip over, and that turns the channel identifier on and off. Okay, so we'll leave that on. Then you can turn on picture-in-picture with leave that on. Let me go back over here. You can turn on picture-in-picture with the ATEM, and it gives you things that you can do, and it works all right, but you're limited excuse me, as to where you can put the picture-in-picture. Now I'm going to turn that off and go back over. I can also turn it on from, and you'll see what actually is happening, from the Behringer xTouch Mini. I turn, and it, which is actually turning on the upstream key, and there it is. I can turn it on and off with the Behringer. But what I can also do is change my patterns. I can't do that with the I have to have the control on. You have to do that with the software control. Then I can also change the size of my inset of my picture-in-picture. Fade it all the way out. Get back in. Get back in. Fade it out. So the Behringer, and I can turn it on and off again. The Behringer allows me a little bit more control. Also, it allows me to use it also allows me to use the cut bus. Now, if you look up here, camera 3, which is the one behind me, is on the let me show you. Better doing it this way. Okay. And this is the heck is going on? Oh, I didn't click it for some reason. Alright. This will give you a little bit oh no, this is what I wanted to do. How can I do this? I can't really do unless I look at the camera behind me and turn the picture-in-picture off, and I'm using the camera from behind and I'll make that my main view. And I'll make this my other view. And then what I'll do is zoom in on that picture. Alright. Now, so let's see if this works. What happens is you can see these keys right here. That's the preview, that's the program bus and the preview bus. I can use the program and preview bus cut. And actually, if you look, when it comes back, you'll see these keys change because of the way it, there you go. And when it's finished, they change. But if you look here, this is how I'm doing the picture-in-picture and putting it in a circle, because it allows me to pick a pattern for it. That's a function of the no, not the xTouch Mini. That's a function of the ATEM Mini. And it allows me to have my picture-in-picture in a circle. And go back here, you can see there's all different kinds of ways I can do the picture-in-picture. So this gives me a lot more flexibility. But as you can see, there are a lot of things I can do with this setup. And you go to this picture, I don't have the camera quite, I have to bring the camera out a little bit, but as you can see, you can't see the tops of those, you can't see the tops of these monitors in this front shot. And that allows me to have my, when I do it, to have my virtual set. I turn that picture-in-picture off, it's a little distraction. But it allows me to have my virtual set, and I can have my hands on the table. But I have to get change my shot a little bit. There we go. Change that shot a little bit. Back slightly. And there we go. Okay, I had to make a slight adjustment to my shot. But as you can see, there, and I didn't do it perfect, but when I can get it so that that monitor has to move back a little bit more, but you can see by changing things around a little bit, I can put my elbows right on the desk and it will look like I'm on the desk that's in the virtual set. In fact, I don't know if I even have the virtual set up in this, and that would involve turning it off again and setting up the green screen. So this has already been a half an hour or so, but I'm just playing around. This is just some of the stuff that you can do. This is my part of my setup. I experiment with things to make things work better for my clients and my church, and this is how I do it. I like to play around and make the software and all of my gadgets work the way I want them to work. This is actually my laptop. I have that shut because I'm not using the monitor from the laptop, and I have another keyboard, so if I need to use the keyboard, I can pull it down right in front of me, but it's sitting right there on top of the laptop. Laptop is closed, but as you can see, the monitors still work. You can close the laptop and have monitors hooked up to it. I have the 2 monitors hooked up to it. Let me zoom this back out so you can see that shot again. Wrong way. But I have the 2 monitors hooked up to the laptop. So that's not a problem. And let's do this real quick before we leave. Because I have this camera on wheels, so moving it is not really a problem. And there's the whole setup. See, I have the multi-view off to my right. I have my two monitors in front of me. The multi-view, that is the monitor for this, and they're both, it looks like they're both on a, it's on the same thing, but you can see when this controls, uh-oh, gotta leave it on that camera. But this controls what's in the preview, and it also controls what camera I'm on, and you can see it switching back and forth, and this is all the preview. This is the preview, and cut is more important for when you're out in the field and you're trying to get you're trying to set up a shot with your cameraman. You're communicating with the cameraman over an intercom system, and you're setting up a shot, and then you let them know that they're getting ready to go live, and then you take the shot live. So like right now, if you can see that, all you can see in this camera right here is, you can't really see me. All you can see, so I would tell the cameraman to fix that shot, or I can see when that shot is fixed. I can see when my face is in the camera, and then I could switch to it. So like, okay, that's going to be the end of this, because I got a phone call I gotta take. So we're gonna stop recording now.